Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to tell you the story about a prisoner I met who had it worse off than any other prisoner I'd ever come across. And this guy was in Southwood State Prison, okay? I was given a job. You have to work when you're in prison. So I always had some bullshit job where I showed up for an hour or something, like cakewalk, a gift given to me where I didn't have to work in cafeterias and fucking clean shit. I had the best of jobs everywhere. And in that place, I had a job in the ICU. Okay, it's like a intensive care unit, mostly for elderly, handicapped people who can't be in general population. The reason that job was good is because first, I'm outside of the main building, and I'm in a building that has females, which is a huge thing for me, female civilians, not fucking disgusting fat correction officer females. So that was a blessing for me to be there. And also gave me a chance to interact with people that I wouldn't normally see in the main compound. Also, it had its own little workout facility that nobody used because they're all fucking elderly and handicapped. So I get to work out there by myself and just among these, people who needed help. Part of what I did there, the actual work I did, was I helped, handicapped people move about. People who were wheelchair bound, I would take them outside, back to their cells. And this one particular guy that I'm about to tell you about, what I did for him was roll cigarettes for him. I used to always roll cigarettes for him. And I'm going to get to the story now, and you'll understand why. So this guy told me the story about how he ended up in prison and in the circumstance he is. And he was from somewhere in South Jersey, I think Camden or something, some ghetto-ass fucking place. And he got involved in some street shit. I don't remember all the details, but he ended up killing somebody. Cops end up chasing him. They're shooting at him. I think he shot back a couple times. He ends up going into a building, ending up cornered. He had nowhere to go. He knew what was happening. He understood that he's fucked. Life in prison already for what's happened. So he takes his gun and he fucking fires it and tries to kill himself. And that should have been it. Lights out. What actually happened was he woke up weeks later after a coma, handcuffed to a fucking hospital bed, surrounded by cops, and 100% blind as a result of the gunshot. This fucking guy blinded himself instead of dying. So now he's doing life in prison as a blind person, a new blind person, meaning he's not had any time to adapt to this. So you gotta adapt to prison. That's a huge fucking thing in itself. But you're also dealing with adapting to being blind as an adult at the same time. This guy was in a really fucked up situation, guys. That's the reason I was rolling cigarettes for him. That's what he wanted me to do for him. I'd help him. He had a walking stick, but I'd help him and escort him from his cell out into the little rec yard on nice days and stuff. And I couldn't imagine it, guys. Like, for me, losing that sense, the sense of vision, is like a nightmare for me. It's like a total blackout. I can't imagine. I know people adapt and their other senses, increase as a result. But that just, I really felt bad for the guy. I don't know who he killed. That's not my business here. But what I'm saying is, as I met him, he was in a real fucked up situation. And I have never seen another prisoner who I felt worse for or that I thought had a worse sentence than him. Because he's not only sentenced to life in prison, but he's sentenced to being 100% blind for the rest of his life. And that must really fucking suck. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I guess the lesson of this is stay out of prison and don't ever shoot yourself in the head. And unless you're going to make sure that you die. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to you next time.